What is going on socially in society that everybody is talking about? Well, from what I've seen that everybody's talking about on my timeline at the very least, the divorce between Destiny and Melina. Yeah, I was thinking about whether or not I want to talk about it because I'm not one of those platforms that talks about certain people's relationships and drama. I think it's kind of cringe to monetize and gain traction over some people's interpersonal situations. With that said, there's a interesting question that comes from this circumstance. First thing I want to point out when it comes to the Destiny and Melina situation is that Destiny, you put yourself in this situation. Regardless if you want to listen to me or not, we need to realize that you made your relationship public. You made it for everybody to see. Now, you do always set a caveat that your type of living style is unique to you and doesn't think that everybody would abide by it, which I do appreciate. But the way you outline your relationship to the people gets people immediately invested to what is going on. It makes them look at it as a formula to have a better life. You need to recognize your popularity and your importance. Making your relationship public, making it known it's an open relationship, and making it very much known all the escapades you be getting into is stupid. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't do it anymore. And that's why so many people are invested into the relationship right now. And of course, you as an individual are going to not only be going through it in terms of the divorce and the circumstance, because I did see the whole paragraph regarding the guy would threaten to commit suicide and all that crazy jazz. I'm not even going to comment on that. That is ridiculous. But the fact that you have to deal with this situation that's super dramatic and negative, but also potentially have to deal with other people commenting on your circumstance is tiring for anybody. So that's the first thing I want to bring out, that making all this so public was your fault in the first place. The second thing I want to point out is that the reason why this conversation is so important to people is obviously they want to see Destiny fail and be wrong, but it raises the question again in terms of the validity of open relationships. Open relationships allows people to be married and committed to each other, but allows them to have sexual relationships with other people. Now, there was an interesting video that came out after like a discussion on the Whatever podcast, and people are making this video trend because one of the guys said that in the future, what happens if there's an individual and the circumstance between the one of you two becomes deeper than just sex. One thing that I've seen Destiny say is that they never have to worry about these relationships getting deeper, and usually they're just sex, of course. Well, Destiny, I'm be honest, this is absolutely ignorant. It is. Let's be honest. I've never been a fan of open relationships personally. I don't think they have any true value. I think personally, if you are not able to get your sexual satisfaction from your partner, then that just spells problems in your current relationship already. Now, there are unique individuals, and Destiny could be one. Melina seems like she isn't one, but I'm not going to comment on someone else's mindset. But there are certain individuals that can't emotionally attach themselves to people for a long period of time. For me, that is probably the case. I'll see how it continues to work as I grow older. But the solution to that is, okay, I'm going to get in this relationship and still screw other people. There is a disconnect when people think that sex is not just physical. Yes, it can be, but for the majority of the people, it's not. Men and women. There's a reason why Destiny keeps on getting in a lot of drama. These situations are more than just physical, horny attractions. For people like me and Destiny, it could be like that. But for 90% of people, I'd say it's not. And that's just a random number I pulled out. I don't even know if Destiny is truly that like that either. But with that said, I think people need to recognize that open relationships shouldn't be the first thing you go to. I think open relationships should be a thing you go to if you have no other option. It's a unique situation. I always abide by a standard of normal. I think a standard of normal is a relationship between man and woman that is committed to one another. If you are not normal, which is nothing wrong with it, none at all, fully okay with you not being the standard of normal, then that's when you go to the alternatives, the open relationships. And I'm not even saying Destiny didn't do that, but I'm saying everybody else who's looking towards what Destiny has done, looking towards some red pillars who said that they love to mess around in open relationships and get like 3 wives, looking at people like Sneeko or Andrew Tate, you need to realize that these are exceptional cases. These are not the norm. They don't usually work out. I don't know any long-term relationship where the guy ends up long-term with a woman when he dies in an open relationship. If you can name me one example of that, I'm all ears. I can't name a single one. I don't know any. There's a reason why a bunch of celebrities are never in long-lasting relationships, because they always mess around. It just doesn't work. And it's not supposed to work. Us mammals are supposed to love companionship, are supposed to care about companionship. And that's the important thing. So that is something I want to point out in terms of the Destiny Melina situation. I'm not going to talk about their situation specifically, but these questions that kind of tangent from it are important things to address.